Hey, it's Rebecca Smith from the KBIA newsroom in Columbia, and it's time for Missouri Health Talks, a project where we listen in on Missourians' conversations about access to health care. Over the next few weeks, we'll be taking a close look at access to care for homeless people, both in the Columbia area and throughout the rural parts of the state. This week, we hear from Katie Burnham-Wilkins and Blake Witter. Katie is the Homeless Program Coordinator at the Harry S. Truman Memorial Veterans Hospital, and Blake is the Program Coordinator for HUD-VASH, a program that combines housing and urban development vouchers with VA services to help homeless veterans get stable housing. They spoke about the work they do with homeless veterans in Columbia. Here's Blake.
We're working with absolutely the most complex and vulnerable population that I've ever worked with in my life. And it is incredibly difficult to watch someone struggle. And we watch people struggle again and again and again. We've housed over 300 people in the HUD-VASH program in the last decade at the VA. And fortunately, the vast majority of those folks have been wildly successful. But there are folks in that number, too, that we've housed 2, 3, 4 times that continue to struggle. It's hard to watch someone walk that walk without taking it personally and feeling like, what did I do? How did I fail that individual?
You know, you hear about other communities who've said they've been able to end veteran homelessness in their community or end chronic homelessness in their community. And so you look at that and you want to know, well, what are they doing? What have they done to have that succeed? And so it's just revamped my passion for believing that this is possible, that there may be a time in my life, in my community that I've lived in for the majority of my life and love, that we wouldn't have people sleeping downtown. And I don't think most people spend time going into homeless camps or seeing where people sleep behind buildings and just seeing how incredibly dire that housing situation is and what the quality of life looks like for that individual is heartbreaking. I think we have about 150-ish people on our by name list right now. So there's 150 people that are literally homeless in this community that don't have a house. So that's not good enough for me. I hope it's not good enough for you.
The people that we're working with are humans, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely lots to find common ground with people.
Well, they're so much like us. Like,
Yes.
people always think, like, oh, homeless people are some weird subcategory of humanity. Like,
it's an us and
no,
them.
they're people. Like, they're exactly like us. They have moms and dads and sisters and brothers and kids and families and jobs and heartache and housing and didn't have housing and all the same stuff all of us deal with. And the difference is they don't have the same kind of supports we've had.
Right.
They didn't have the same kind of opportunities we were provided. They struggled early on with maybe a terrible trauma that led their life off track. Like, there's just little forks in the road for people that lead them down a path to where they're not having housing that could happen to any of us.
At the end of the day, watching someone that had nothing, that were at rock bottom, they were at the very worst part of their life, to see them to rise up and be successful, it's pretty amazing. From a place of gratitude, I know it's changed me because I feel very grateful for the things that I have in my life and the support systems that I have in my life, the fact that I have a home, the fact that I haven't struggled with housing ever in my life. And that's something to really be grateful for. You know, you can't judge a book by its cover. You don't know what someone's struggle is. You have no idea what their background is or how they got to this place. So take nothing for granted.
That was Blake Witter and Katie Burnham-Wilkins speaking about the challenges of reaching out to and housing the homeless veterans in the Columbia community. That's it for this week's Missouri Health Talks, which was reported and produced by Jonah McKeown. Tune in next week for more conversations from throughout the state about health and access. I'm Rebecca Smith. Thanks for listening.